welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash, a bit weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of April, 2014, and this is episode 84. That's a lot. 84 is easily divisible by 4.
22.
1.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Who's been teaching you math, girl?
You.
Oh, oops. So we would like to say a big hello to all of our returning viewers. We love you. Oops, I forgot to make the screen, the show notes stay on. Oh, wait, I forgot which one it is. I think it's the sun. Okay. The show notes are over there. Oops. And a big, no, wait, I think I did that backwards. A big welcome back to all of our returning viewers and a big hello to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Sorry, we're a little scrambled this week. The,
Like eggs.
yes, like eggs.
I like scrambled eggs.
The sniffly cold stuff has attacked our home. The Hubs is almost over it. You're kind of in the tail end of it, and all I've had so far is just the sniffles. So, hopefully I won't get the full-blown, yeah. Okay, so, we're not normally this scrambled at the beginning of the show. Later in, yes, but not here. Anyway, we have some people who have introduced themselves in the Ravelry group this week, so we want to give them a shout-out. So, Damaris? Go.
Oh, Strawberry Darling, who is Lolly from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
ALBUQUERQUE. When you go to kindergarten in Albuquerque, New Mexico, that's one of the things you learn how to spell. So hi, Lolly. Okay.
Lavisa, who is Lori from South Dakota. Teresa2121, who is Teresa from Dallas, Texas. And U Creek Cottage, who is Renee from DFW, Texas.
Hi. Welcome. We're glad to have you. Thanks for introducing yourself in the Ravelry group. So now, if you are not a member of our Ravelry group, why not? You need to hit the pause button right now and go on Ravelry and find the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group and join. We'll wait. It's okay. All right, and now that you've done that, you need to find the introductions thread and introduce yourself, and we'll give you a shout out next week on the podcast, okay? We're nice, we don't bite. We have a good group. You should join. It's fun. And if you ever want to be eligible to win prizes, you have to be a member of the group. So, make sure you join. Okay, just a reminder, we talked about this last week in detail, but we have changed our scheduling up just a bit. We're going to still continue to record on Wednesdays as normal, unless it's like an odd week, and we'll tell you that. We usually know if that's going to happen. But the episodes will not go live until Thursdays. And we went into all the details about that last week, so if you want to know all about that, watch episode 83 if you haven't yet. Alright, we have quite a bit to talk about, like normal. So we should probably get started.
And now it's time for what's on our needles and spindles.
So Damaris, what's on your needles and spindles? I guess they're doing construction work outside. That's why I did not open the windows, even though it's been very nice here, and we've had the windows open the last few days. But we didn't want you to have to hear all that. Okay, now what's on your needle?
I'm doing socks. That is the back side of the...
Oh, they're almost done.
Yes.
So tell us about what these are.
These are the Damaris socks by Nicole Masson. And they're on US 1.5s, 2.5 millimeters. I'm using different needles because the other one snapped.
And that was the 4th pair of that brand that we had that snapped. So we bought a different brand.
And the yarn is the Knitting Goddess 4-ply merino nylon sock in the gorgeous grape colorway.
Okay, so how much do you think you have left?
A half repeat of the chart.
Which is how many rows?
26.
So 13 rows of that.
Yes.
And then the toe.
Mm-hmm.
And how many rows is a toe, or do you know? Have you looked yet?
I don't remember.
So quite possibly you could have this done next
By
week.
next week.
And that way you could start your sweater.
I really want to do that.
Alright, you can do it. I challenge you. Next week, Damaris socks. Fine. Fine. That was a Boy Meets World reference, if you didn't know.
I should have like a gauntlet so I can accept the challenge.
Sorry, I didn't think ahead.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to challenge you. Alright, what else you got?
Not a lot of spinning.
More than last week.
Yes. Which was none.
So what is this that you're spinning?
The other 25 grams of North Ronaldsea fiber from Hilltop Cloud Learn to Spin kit.
Hold it close so they can see it. Pretty. I think you should aim to spin 5 grams of it by next week.
Okay.
I'm challenging you again. It's a double challenge. Do you accept the challenge?
Sure.
Alright. Do you have anything else on your needles and spindles?
No.
So shall I talk about mine?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to start with, it's in here, my Delancey cardigan, which is for our KAL, our sweater cowl, and Damaris is going to be knitting the same pattern just in different colors. So, this is the Delancey cardigan by Alexis Winslow. I'm doing it on US 8's 5 mil, and I'm using King Cole
Merino DK.
Merino Blend DK in the silver and the dusky pink. So now, maybe you can see a little bit better than last week when I was showing you. So I have joined together those two squares that I showed you. This is the back, and as you knit, you're filling in this gap here to make it complete. And then where the squares folded are the fronts. And so you're decreasing here to make the front part where the button band will go. So I have made it through 2 complete skeins of the gray, and I've got maybe 10 grams of this skein left of the gray, and probably about 15 grams of this pink. But as you can see, if you look above my head, there's 17 skeins to begin with. So I've probably finished about 3.5 skeins. But I love how it's turning out. I love the colors. And I love seeing the striping come together. So, and you'll get started on yours too, hopefully by next week. So there's that. Trying to make sure I'm not smashing anything. I'm also knitting the Hub's 40th birthday socks. This is just my plain vanilla pattern, but I used the OMG heel by Megan Williams from the Stockinette Zombies podcast in it. The yarn is Four Seasons Grundle Hot Socks print in the 519 colorway, and I'm doing it on US 1.5's 2.5 mil. So I have done the heel, and I am on the leg, and I really only have about 1/2 inch of the leg to go and the cuff on the first sock, because this is my mindless knitting. So, and the Hubs tried them on, and they fit very well. So, gotta finish this one and then get started on the next one. I have a new super secret project. This is number 3 and the 3rd of the super secret projects. The 3rd of 3. So, it had to get ripped out a little bit. But it's under control now, and I have finished 2.5 repeats on it. So, news about all these super secret projects will be coming soon. Hopefully in May. Although I can't show them to you, I can just tell you a little bit about them and how you can get access to them. And then the last thing on my needles is my spinning. This is 50 grams of merino and tessa silk from the Border Tart. And it's orange and pink and yellow. And I have, before I spun some yesterday, I had 16 grams of the 50 left. So I am in the home stretch on this. And still loving my lovely Turkish spindle. It's very full. I'm going to have to take it off pretty soon. And that's everything that is on my needles and spindles. Alright, you ready to move on to the next segment?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here we go.
Now we are going to talk about her finished project.
So I finished one project this week. So this is a top-down preemie hat from my own pattern, and I'm going to talk more about the pattern in Yummies. So we'll get back to that. But I did this on US 6 4mm needles in the Hayfield Bonus Chunky in the light natural, the aubergine, and then I also used Peace Fleece worsted in the Perestroika pink colorway. So I'm using up leftovers. Our knitting group on Monday nights does charity knit-alongs through the year, and this quarter is preemie and baby hats. So my goal that I have made myself is to knit one a week. So this was week 1's. And I'll tell you more about the pattern in Yummies. And that's all I finished. So I think we'll move on to the next segment. Now it's time for my favorite part of our show, Yummies. 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 What are Yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So we had dinner with friends on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
With your sweet little 2-year-old BFF. He loves you. So we had dinner with our friends Katie and Jeremy and Noah. And Noah loves Damaris. He was so excited. And we got to meet Katie's parents because they're here from the U.S. So it was fun to get together with friends. And you kept Noah entertained? Anything you want to say? No? Okay. My next thing.
We talked about this before.
I know, but I'm going to talk about it again because they're so amazing. Cadbury mini eggs. No, Damaris did not get any. They were all for me. I'm like addicted to these things. I don't know how many packages I've gone through, and don't try to guess because... But they're chocolate, milk chocolate, a solid piece of milk chocolate with a crisp sugar shell. You can smell them. Oh, they smell good. And I ate them all. There's none left. They're so good. In the States, you could get big old bags of them, but here you can only get the small bags. Chocolate. Chocolate. If you haven't tried these, you should. They're so good.
I could try and guess. Well, I don't know. I don't remember how long you've been getting them.
Yeah, don't guess. Because it's bad. I've been very, very, very bad.
They don't have gluten. It's just a lot of sugar.
I love sugar. I love chocolate. So I got some new stitch markers this week. I'm trying to open it. They come in this cute little tin. I got them at our local yarn shop, which is... Hold on, let me show them first and then I'll let you hold it. Which is Ginger Twist Studio. So it has this pink one with the lobster claw. And it has this pink one also with a lobster claw.
Oh, I thought it was just a circular thing. I was going to say, it's Venus.
And then it's got tiny ones. And there's actually 2 pink ones with blue beads as well that are on my super secret project, or I would show you. But I love them. I love these ones that are snagless like this, so that the ring does not get caught on your yarn. So, and I also went through my knitting notions bag and stitch markers and made up some prize kits. I made up one package of stitch markers for a prize. It has like maybe 6 or 8 stitch markers in it. I'm trying to screw the lid on this and it's not catching. And then I made up 3 prize packs with row counters and stuff like that. Why don't you close? You close that. With they've got row counters and stitch markers and yarn ball sleeves and other random things. So those are now in our prize bag, and we'll be using those in upcoming months for prize giveaways, in addition to the other things that we have in our prize bag. Okay, I was going to talk to you about my pattern. So the top-down preemie hat was one of the first patterns I published on Ravelry, and it's a free pattern, but I did some updates on it this week to make it sizable for 7 different sizes. So this one that I knit here is the biggest one, and it is actually sized for a full-term baby. So it's 14.5 inches, which is 37 centimeters in circumference. Then I also sized it for a 24-week, 26-week, 28-week, 31-week, 35-week, and 38-week. And it's still a free pattern on Ravelry, but I updated that. Did you get it closed? Okay. I updated that on Ravelry, and it's a free download. So if you are knitting hats for your local NICU or charity like that, check out my pattern. It's top down. You do an amazing, I love this top down cast on. It is the Emily Ocker cast on. I'm actually going to do a tutorial of it at our knitting group next week. And then it's a top down construction. And you can, the pattern just uses a plain, just a solid or variegated, but you can easily add in stripes. And what I'm doing is I have a real big bag of leftover, like worsted, Aran tin ply weight yarn from different projects, and so I'm just using it up. So that's why all of a sudden there's a ton of purple, because I ran out of the light natural and the pink. So, but I think it's fine. I mean, it'd be cute for a baby girl. So check out that pattern. It's linked in the show notes if you want to knit some preemie hats or full-size baby hats. What are you doing?
The inside.
Oh, showing the inside. The inside's not very pretty. All right. I think that is everything, unless you have something yummies that you want to talk about. You've been sick all week.
Yes.
So it's not going to fit your head. I'm sorry to tell you. All right, then I think we should talk about GGK Crafty Pad and KP Pad C. So this month in April, Knitters Pride / Knit Pro is sponsoring our Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. And they'll be giving away prizes on their end of stuff, but we are also giving away prizes on our end. So if you go to our Ravelry group, there is a locked thread with our 5 favorite photos of this week. And there's a poll, so you can vote for your favorite. They don't have the names on them of who took the photos, so that it can be kind of an anonymous vote. But we will stop the voting next week, next Wednesday, just before we record, and the photo that got the most votes, that person will get a prize. So we'll stop right here and put in those. One
each of our photos that we liked, and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
So, and ours are not in the vote. It's just the 5 of other people's. So here come the photos. photos, so make sure you go to our Ravelry group, Geeky Girls Knit podcast, and vote for your favorite one. And I've already posted the thread. I posted it today on Wednesday, so that everybody has a chance to get to it to vote. So cast your votes so we can see which photo wins, and we'll announce that next week. All right, Scotland stuff. So Monday nights is still our Town Mouse Knitting Club that we go to. If you're in the Edinburgh area, you should come join us. And it's been quite humorous because I've been having a different cocktail each week. I've been posting. I
chose the one this week.
It was awful. I've been posting the pictures on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, I think. Anyway, so the first 4 that I had were great, but the one that Damaris picked for me this week was not good.
It said that it had honey in it. I thought it might taste good. It was named about bees.
African killer honey bees. Or something like that.
African killer bees knees.
Bees knees, that's what it was.
I thought it sounded good and happy.
It tasted like cough syrup. So, that one is on the bottom of the list. So, but I've been challenged to try every cocktail. And since I only have one a week, it will take about 20 weeks to do that.
No, there aren't 20 cocktails.
Nah.
There's about 12.
Oh, no, there's more than that.
15.
Somewhere between 15 and 20, I would guess.
There's not 20.
I think it's closer to 20. We'll count this next week if we remember. So anyway, that's been fun, other than the not good drink this week. But I'm good, like I said a while ago, I'm going to be doing a tutorial of the Emily Ocker cast-on for the top-down preemie hats this week. So, this coming week. So, that should be fun. And then we have, on April the 19th, is the Edinburgh Guild of Weavers, Spinners, and Dyers. So if you're in the area and you are a weaver or a spinner or dyer or just a knitter or crocheter, you should come join us. There's a link to that in the show notes. Our good friend Kate, who is
Librarian Kate 7578,
will be here in less than 48 hours. We're so excited. So she's in London right now for work, and she's coming on Friday to see us and stay with us. And we're going to do we're hoping to record either a special segment on Friday night
or shenanigans around the city,
or maybe a mini episode Friday night. We'll see.
Shenanigans around Edinburgh.
Yeah. So because we're planning to go sightseeing, so the current plans, if the weather holds, is we're going to visit our local yarn shop, which is Ginger Twist Studio, and we're going to go see the statue.
The Sherlock Holmes statue in Piccadilly Place.
And we're going to probably have lunch at the Conan Doyle pub. And
which is near Piccadilly Place.
Yes.
Because it is where Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was born.
Yes.
Although the building has now been demolished and the statue is erected opposite where the building was.
Yeah. And we are going to find a blue police box.
This one on Prince's Street.
Yeah. So there's a whole lot more blue police boxes here in Edinburgh than I realized. I thought there was just 1 or 2, but Damaris found a whole list last night because Kate wants to do that too, which is great.
Some of them are coffee bars.
Yeah, yeah, and some of them have been painted and they're not blue anymore. Because some of them have been sold, but some of them are still in use as a police box. And then the plan is also to go see Edinburgh Castle. If the weather holds. If the weather does not hold, I'm going to probably suggest that we go to the National Museum.
I'm excited. The weather is going to be nice on Saturday. The Weather Channel app says so.
Okay. We're going to hope that it is, because that's our plans. So we're very excited for Kate to get here on Friday. Mm-hmm. So, watch for shenanigans from us in upcoming days. And then the other thing, I mentioned this last week, but want to remind people, if you are in the Edinburgh area, you should make plans to attend the Indieburg Yarn Crawl on Saturday, June the 21st. And there is a link to that in the show notes with all the details, and I'm part of some secret shenanigans going on for that. I think we stole that word from the Fast Girl Speaks podcast. Are we purloining? She talks about shenanigans every time she records. So So if you're in the area, you should definitely plan to join in on that because it's going to be loads of fun. All right, and with that, I think that's all the yummies. All right, we should move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we're reading and watching.
So what are we reading, Damaris?
We are both reading Emma by Jane Austen.
So how far are you?
I have 20 more % to go.
Oh, so I'm ahead of you then. I think I'm at last night I think I hit either 84 or 85%. So we're nearing the end, which...
I'm also reading Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh, for school? Oh, that's not in the show notes. Remind me to put that in the show notes.
I finished Act 4, so I have one more act.
Okay. That's cool. Are you enjoying it?
Yes. I understand what's going on.
Well, it helps that we watched Joss Whedon's
Adaptation.
adaptation.
Modern day adaptation with all the same words.
Yeah, and it had lots of Whedonites in it.
Whedon alumni.
Like...
Alexis Denisoff, Amy Acker, Nathan Fillion, Tom Link, Sean Maher,
I think. And
There's
lots of
some
others.
more. Clark Gregg. How can I forget Clark Gregg?
So it's really good. So if you have not watched that adaptation of it, it's really good. And I love that it was filmed in just a really short time at just this house.
Yes.
So it's a pretty cool adaptation. So you should check that out. I finished reading Confessions of a Prayer Slacker by Diane Moody. So that makes book number 5, nonfiction book number 5 that I have read this year. And my goal was to read one a month. So I'm already ahead. I'm already done with May's book. And I started another one. So my new nonfiction book is The Knitter's Life List, To Do, To Know, To Explore, To Make by Gwen W. Stieg. And it's actually pretty interesting. It talks about different fibers to try and different pattern designers to try and different events to try to attend and different things like that. So, and I'm only just like into the first chapter and there's already so much. I can't even read a full chapter because there's so much stuff. It's like, okay, I gotta stop and like wait and read some more later. So it's a really good book. I'm enjoying reading it. And then I'm also still reading the Outlander series. I finished rereading Outlander, the first book. I had read it previously, but I decided to read it again. And so now I am reading the second book, which is Dragonfly in Amber. And it's really good. And I blame the Knitmore girls. They're the ones that got me started reading it. It's all Gigi and Jasmine's fault. It's Gigi and Jasmine's fault. They broke the plate. VeggieTales. So, I'm enjoying reading that. Alright, and now we'll move on to TV. Alright, now we're going to talk about TV. So, you may have noticed that there's been last week and this week that there's been a tiny break between books and TV. And that's because we're just trying to be aware of the size of the files to edit them. And so, the TV segment is usually the biggest file, so we just thought we'd break it in between the books and the TV. So that's why there's a little break there now, just in case you were wondering. Alright, let's talk about TV. You're up.
Criminal Minds.
Bum bum bum!
We finished watching season 6.
Yes.
And we started season 7.
Yes. And who's back?
Emily!
Yay!
Yay.
And
JJ.
And JJ is back.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, didn't we?
I think we watched the episode where she wasn't totally back. I think she was just back for like an episode, but then she's officially back now.
Yeah.
And then the episode that we watched yesterday was so sad. With Rossi and his ex-wife.
Oh, yes.
It was very sad. It made me cry. Anything else about that?
Please enjoy the dulcet tones of me screaming in your ear.
Oh gosh, that was funny. Yeah, the practical joke that that Reed was playing on Him, you know.
Oh, you got it?
No.
Morgan.
Morgan. My brain is scrambled. It's scrambled eggs in there. That's why I have a headband on to hold it all in. Okay, The Mentalist. The Hubs and I are still watching The Mentalist. We're still in season 1, and we're really enjoying it. It's really good. So that's awesome. Haven. Woo! We finished watching season 3, and we're in season 4 now. OMG! And Audrey just came through the door, but she thinks she's Lexi.
And season 5's gonna have twice as many episodes as
According-
all the other.
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, they're supposed to start.
26 episodes.
The first 13 are supposed to air this fall, and the second 13 next year.
Wait, is it all one season,
I-
or
that's
is it
how-
2 different seasons?
That's how it read on Wikipedia, that it was one full season.
That's twice as many episodes.
Yeah, because normally it just has 13, and 26 is huge. So yeah, so we only have a few episodes left in season 4,
That's
and then
gonna be 78 episodes.
we'll have to wait. I don't know. I can't count that high.
It will.
I have to use my fingers and toes and your fingers and toes and Daddy's fingers and toes, and then I run out, and then I can't count anymore because that's only 60. Not really. All right, you're up next.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Someone
You have to
is
tell. Wait, you want
evil.
to tell them
Oh.
the episode?
Sure. 1.16 End of the beginning. Someone is evil. That would be Victoria Hand, probably. Not Melinda May, but who is she talking to? Is it Victoria Hand? Or
I just don't know. So what's the next episode?
1.17 Turn.
That was on last night, but since the the Hubs has gone to a conference today. I didn't say that earlier. In Durham. He took the train. He left before Damaris and I were even awake.
Before we could even think about being awake.
That's right. And he will be back late tonight. So we won't be able to watch S.H.I.E.L.D. and NCIS and all that tonight. We will watch it tomorrow night.
We're going to watch The Minds of Criminals.
We will watch The Minds of Criminals instead. Okay, so NCIS episode 11.19, Crescent City Part 2. I think that the New Orleans team had much better chemistry in Part 2 than in Part 1.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to kind of be gelling together. I just ripped stitches off my needle.
At least you're not doing cables. I keep doing that when I'm doing the cables.
Yeah, I'm not doing cables on Daddy's socks. No. And so it'll be really interesting if the spinoff actually happens, because they tried to do a spinoff last year and it didn't happen. So it'll be interesting to see if it happens. But Scott Bakula's accent just cracks me up. So the next episode is 11.20, Page Not Found, and that was on last night. So we'll watch it tomorrow. Hubs and I are still watching NCIS LA, Season 5. And Kinsey is back, and she's safe, and they went and rescued her. It was very emotional. Okay, and then Person of Interest, episode 3.19, Most Likely To. And so, Vigilance, who are the people that are against there's a bird flying right by our window. Vigilance, who are the people who are against the monitoring that the computer system thing is doing. They forced Northern Lights, which is the government's system, to go offline. And so all the numbers that were coming through it have reassigned themselves to root.
What does that mean?
It means she has to save all the people. So, it's getting a little confusing with all the computer systems. Next episode is 3.20 Death Benefit, and that's on next week, the 15th of April. And then we have Revolution, episode 2.18, Austin City Limits. And the OMG part was, Charlie killed Jason. Because his number got read and he was trying to kill them. And so she had to kill him. The next episode is episode 2.19, National Race. It's on the 23rd of April. So they're taking another mini hiatus. Then we have Arrow, episode 2.18, Deathstroke. So Slade kidnapped Thea. And then he told her that Malcolm Merlyn is her father.
Merlyn is spelled with a Y.
I spelled it with an I, and that's okay, because I know what I'm talking about. Okay. And then he conspired to take over Oliver's family business. And then Laurel's dad was arrested for conspiring with the Vigilante, which is Arrow. And Slade told Laurel that Oliver is the Arrow.
The Arrow. What?
He told her.
The Arrow?
Mm-hmm.
The Arrow.
Also known as a Vigilante.
Green Arrow?
Yes.
He's the Arrow.
The Arrow. Maris doesn't watch this with us, so that's why she's confused. Next episode is 2.19, The Man Under the Hood, on the 16th of April. Bum, bum, bum. You want to talk about the next one?
Sure, why not? What?
Once Upon a Time in a Land Far, Far Away, Damaris talked about...
Once Upon a Time in Wonderland.
Bum, bum, bum.
The end of the show. I was very happy.
It was very happy. Everything got wrapped up nicely and neatly.
Which makes me think that they weren't planning to do a second season anyway.
Yes, and I said that last week. I said that I had thought that I remembered from the get-go that it was planning to be only a one-season show.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if they'll turn up in Storybrooke.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right, talk about the next one too.
Yeah. Elementary 2.19, The Many Mouths of Aaron Colville. Okay, so Miss Hudson, who's not in this episode sadly, she was just mentioned. Miss Hudson, Nick Clyde, a shark and dinosaur, shell cozies.
They were adorable. We want a turtle just so we can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Aww.
I would knit a pink polka dotted cozy.
And Joan's 2005 hair. Nothing could have prepared anyone for that.
It's flashbacks.
No.
Oh, that was crazy.
And then everyone was making Sherlock perform songs from Frozen, which we have not seen.
No, we have not seen it. Let it go.
We have not seen Wreck-It Ralph either.
No, we have not. We need to watch those.
We need to watch recent Disney movies.
We'll put that on our list. So when's the next episode?
April 10th, which is tomorrow. 2.20, No Lack of Void. It's about anthrax. And in two of the promotional pictures, it's Joan and Marcus and Sherlock, and Joan and Marcus are smiling at each other, and they look really happy. It's like,
Are they going to put them together?
I hope so. And then in the next photo, they're still in the same place, but Joan's gone and Captain Gregson's there, but Marcus is still smiling.
Oh,
Who knows what's going on?
adorable. All right.
Smoothies and martinis.
No martinis for you.
No, that's the ship name for them.
Big Bang Theory. Hubs and I are still watching season 7. Can't remember what happened. Oh, yeah, I do. Will Wheaton was in it, and he and Penny were both took a really bad acting job and ended up working together. Unforgettable finally came back for the second half of season 2, and it's really weird. According to what I read online, season 2 is going to end like towards the end of May, and then season 3 is going to start like in June.
They can't make up their mind.
Well, originally what they had said was that the other half of season 2 was going to start at the beginning of March, and then it never started. So it didn't start until just last week. So the Hubs and I are watching that. We're watching Once Upon a Time, season 3. And Regina and
Zelina.
our sisters.
We knew that before.
But we saw all what happened. They were never
And
such devoted sisters. Oh no, they're not devoted. There was never such hateful sisters.
And Christopher Gorham is actually the wizard.
And he got turned into a flying monkey.
like we saw in his first episode.
And Selena had the magic slippers.
They were silver, not ruby.
Well,
Like,
in the book they're silver.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They were making the best use of Technicolor back then to have the red ruby slippers.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, and then we started watching. What?
Technicolor. Now in vivid Technicolor.
That should be our title name. In which we're now in vivid Technicolor. Remember that.
I don't know if that's actually what the phrase was. Something Technicolor.
Sorry, we'll look it up. Don't forget, because I'm going to ask you after a while what to name the show. Okay, we started watching a new show called The Crimson Field. It's on BBC. And
it has Una Chaplin and Saran Jones.
It is about Red Cross nurses in World War I here in the UK. So we've just seen the first episode. It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep watching that. So Continuum 3.4. A minute changes everything. I am so very confused because there's two Alex and I don't know which one is which, and it confuses my brain.
Do they have any difference in hair or
No.
clothing style or anything?
No, because they're only a week separate.
Future Alec by a week?
Yes.
What's he doing
Or
there?
maybe a month, but still, I mean,
What's he doing there?
he went back to save his girlfriend. And then he found out all about her secret past.
So now he's stuck there?
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what to do. And I don't understand why Inspector Dillon is part of Alex Company's board now. I'm really confused. Really confused. If anybody else understands, tell me, because I don't understand. The next episode is 3.5 minutes to air on April 13th. And finally, we're watching Bones Season 9. Seeley was so cute that he got a 97% on his test. And what's his name was back too?
Wendell.
Yeah. So it was an interesting episode. So I enjoyed it. And with that, that's all of the TV in amazing Technicolor.
And now it's time for the May, April, March sweater knit along.
We totally should just change the name to that May, April, March.
May, April, March? March where? Where is April marching?
To May. So, this knit along started on March 1st and goes through May 31st, and it is for any adult, child, or baby sweater that you knit, crochet, or weave. And there's prizes and all that jazz. Details in the show notes and in the Ravelry group. The Knit More girls mentioned in their newest podcast episode, because we talked about double dipping being fine, and they're fine with that too, because they're having the matchy cow right now, which you and I are actually going to be in once you get started on your sweater. Because we're going to have matchy sweaters, same pattern, different yarn color, same yarn brand, different yarn colors. So feel free to double dip as long as it meets the rules for both or whatever cows. We're okay with that. So we had some people finish sweaters this week. So Damaris, do you want to give them a shout out?
Sure. Crouching Cheese, Nana Pay.
I think it's Nana PEI. I think she's from PEI.
Tanya Levine, Cat Wings.
She finished 2.
Oh, times 2.
Mm-hmm.
Crafty Mama, Angie,
And Angie Ann, yep. So great job, y'all. So keep working on those sweaters. I'm working on mine, and Damaris hopefully will have started on hers by next week. All right, on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, where you ask us questions and we answer them.
So Damaris, do you want to ask this week's question?
Sure. Bunny Lover, who is Carly from the UK, asks, my question is, which medium do you use to watch all of your shows, movies, etc.? TV, cable, Netflix. I was curious when you guys were talking about Star Wars and then suddenly you watched them all. I'm jealous of either your large collection of DVDs or access to instant TV. Also curious as to how you feel it compares to the US, as I've heard that Netflix, etc. has more available.
So, this is going to be a short answer, and feel free to PM us for more details. We stream everything online. We make active use of BBC's iPlayer and also the ITV player, although we have to watch it on STV because we're in Scotland. So we make use of those. And actually, I really love that the BBC iPlayer, you can download the episodes, and that way you don't have to stream them. So if you're in the UK, definitely use that. Everything else we stream online, and if you really do want details about that, feel free to PM us, but I'm not going to talk about exactly our methods for that on the podcast. We don't use Netflix here in the UK, but I have heard that Netflix in the US has much better access. When we were still in the US, we also used Amazon Instant Video to stream stuff because we had an Amazon Prime membership. And I saw the other day that Amazon Prime UK now has streaming availabilities. I haven't looked really much more than that into it, but that's another avenue. And then I think there's some other ones here in the UK. What's it called? Love Film? I think so. Anyway, that's how we watch everything, is by streaming. We don't own a TV. We stream. We bought a monitor, a larger monitor, and plug a laptop into it and stream onto that so that we can all see here in the sitting room. So, but if you want more details, just send me a PM and I'll tell you the exact sites we use. So that's the question for this week. If you have a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geek Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it there.
And what kind of questions can they ask us?
Anything.
And we'll answer them. So, Scotland, knitting, spinning, homeschool, health. What brand of milk we drink? I don't know.
What?
I'm coming up with random
It's
things.
Sainsbury's.
It's Sainsbury's
In
brand,
case-
in case you want to know.
There, you don't have to ask.
Now you don't have to ask. Whatever. So, we are happy to answer it. I don't know. I was trying to... That could be the other title for the name. In which we're now in Amazing Technicolour, aka, what kind of milk do you drink? Alright, so if you have a question, go post it in the thread, and we will get to it eventually. We're just going down the list. So, alright, on to the next segment. So, Damaris.
Yep.
What brand of milk do you drink?
No one knows.
I bet they know. Because we just told them. Sorry, we had to take a brief break because we were laughing so hard about that question. I don't know. I just was trying to throw something random out there.
What else is random?
I don't know what's random.
What? What is your preferred method of sculpting?
Well,
Like
since I don't...
bronze casting? Do you like that?
Sure, I don't sculpt, so I just look at them. So, sure.
There are lots of statues on Princess Street.
There are.
There's everything on Princess Street.
Yes. That's one of the main streets here in Edinburgh.
Statues, police boxes, stores, rail, bus stops, view to the castle. The castle is built on a volcanic rock. Did you know that?
I bet they did not know that.
It's extinct though. But yeah, here, this is a castle that's been around since the Iron Age that's built on an extinct volcano that's around 350 million years old.
Bum, bum, bum!
What do they think? You're like, let's just build this castle on top of a volcanic rock.
I don't know. Maybe when we go see the castle on Saturday, they'll tell us about it. You think?
It's a good defensively, because it's hard to get up to there.
Yes.
It's really steep.
Yes.
Although it's easier now because it's not used for military purposes.
Right.
It's used for tourists.
Yes. And that's what we're going to be on Saturday, as a tourist.
Woohoo!
With Kate. In less than 48 hours.
The shenanigans.
And shenanigans. Alright, I think that's it. I don't know, we're being very random this week. Do you have anything else to tell them? I don't think so. So why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsnit.blogspot.co.uk
Or .com. They both go to the same place.
or .fr. That's France.
Oh, okay.
Does it work?
I don't know. I haven't never tried it. Let's try it. Geeky Girls Knit.
You can just go to the end and back.
I know, but I'm just going to do this. Yes, it works.
Woohoo!
So .fr.
Although it's still in English.
Yes.
geekygirlsnit.blogspot.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online. iTunes, YouTube, Ravelry's, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Yes. And do we have anything else to say? So y'all have a great rest of the week. We'll look forward to sharing all of our adventures with you. And happy knitting, or crocheting, or spinning, or weaving, or whatever you're doing. Happy crafting. And we'll see you next week. Bye.